All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out Black Yellow Linlin, one of my absolute favorite leaders. It used to actually be my favorite leader back when I first started messing with this leader, all the way back in OP03. And man, this leader right here, guys, I'm probably close to 1,000 games played on this leader right here. Between, testing new versions of it, trying all kinds of different shenanigans, going to local tournaments. There was a point in time back in OP03 where I would bring this leader to every single tournament for probably like 2 or 3 months straight. And I never gave up on the leader. It was just a simple matter of like, okay, I would like to play this leader, but I need support to do that. Well, in today's video, guys, that's what we're going to be checking out. Notice the title here. Is Angel, that's the name of this card in the background. It's a card from OP08, so a slight spoiler, guys. A slight spoiler for us over here in the West. Is Angel Black Yellow Linlin's saving grace? We're going to talk about this card in just a minute. But before we get there, guys, let me give you a quick layout of how the video is going to go. First up, I'm going to have a quick little announcement. Nothing crazy, no crazy announcement. I'm just going to talk about... excuse me, possibly reviewing games in the near future and featuring it on the channel. We'll talk about that in a second. So that's the first thing we'll do is we'll talk about announcement. Number 2, we will go into some games on the sim of me playing Black Yellow Linlin, trying out this new card that seems like it was built perfectly for Black Yellow Linlin. Okay, so we got 5 games lined up on the sim of Black Yellow Linlin, and it is, of course, in the OP08 format, because that's when this character comes out on the screen, Angel. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll go from there over to the sim. We'll talk about it. We'll break the deck list down, and talk about what kind of direction we could still go with it and all the possibilities. Because similar to Red Yellow Sabo, not the exact same, but very similar to Red Yellow Sabo, there's probably not just one way to build Black Yellow Linlin. There's quite a few options, but I do think what I'm building is kind of in the right direction. But we'll talk about that more as we get into it. And then last but not least, we'll finish off with an art critique. All right, so you know what you're getting into, guys. As always, as usual, I always have everything time-stamped in the general description of the video. So if you want to skip around to a certain point, by all means, that's why I put it down there. So please do. Please use that feature. Okay, let's dive into this. Okay, first things first, guys. I want to start reviewing games of your... I want to start reviewing your guys' games. Anyone who is interested in me reviewing a game, here's how we have to do it, though. You have to record the game first, right, in order for me to be able to review it. So if you're the kind of person who likes to record your own games, which by the way, I recommend everyone do that, and watch your wins, watch your losses to see how you can improve, okay? I suggest that no matter what, even if you don't want to submit games for review. But what I want to do is I want to start having something in each video where I review a viewer's game. Whether it's a win or a loss, I don't care what format it's in. But if you want me to review it, I would be more than happy to start trying this out. But you're going to have to record it and then put it on your YouTube and then send me the link to the video. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can send me the link in Discord, which, by the way, if you're not on the Discord, I'll have that link in the description of the video as well. Come hop on there with us, guys. We have a good time. We talk about One Piece 24/7. And I mean like 24/7, guys. We're in there like 3 a.m. in the East, up to, just all day, every day. Okay, so join the Discord if you've not already, if you want to. But you can either send it, excuse me, you can send me the link in there. I'll probably even have a special like channel for you to send games to in there, or you can just post it in the description or in a comment on a video like, hey, would you review my game? You see what I'm saying? And I would love to start doing that as extra content because, guys, sometimes we hit these dry spells in the community where it's like, I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. Now, of course, I always end up having an hour-long video regardless because I'll just blast out a bunch of games on the sim, right? It's that simple. But at the same time, I do like to spread my content. I like to have a little bit something here, a little bit something there, all over the place, so that way everyone gets something out of it. Now, let me say this at the end of this announcement because I'm trying to wrap it up. If I start getting like hundreds, tons and tons of requests for people asking me to review their games, at that point I would probably have to paywall it. But at the same time, I'm not saying, I don't know if that's going to happen because I know a lot of people don't record their games. I just have to give that warning up front. If it's like tons and tons of people asking me, it's going to be hard for me to do it with that in mind. Okay, but I really would like to start reviewing your guys' games. And that way I can tell you, it'll almost be like a mini coaching session, and it will be featured on the channel. And in that case, I'll probably make a way where we can see the name, or at least feature who the name is of the person. So that way, we can go about it that way. And yeah, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please put them in the comment section below. I thought about adding a Dropbox feature, but I'm not familiar with that site, even though that probably is the best option to go for this. I'd rather you just record the game, just upload it to you can upload it to your YouTube page, and you can make it private where only I would be able to see it. You see what I'm saying? It's not hard to figure out, and if you have any questions, just ask me in the comment section below or on the Discord. All right, so that's the first thing. So we got that out of the way, guys. That would be a very fun thing to do, I have to say. It'd be a way to kind of... It'd be another way for me to interact with the community. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, let's go over to some games on the sim. Before we do that, we're going to get a sneak peek at the deck list up front here, because I want to read this card. I want you guys to see what this card does. Spoiler warning. This is a card from OP08, so we will not be getting this for 3 months in the West, right? We won't be getting this for another 3 months. This is a 2-cost, 3,000 power, 1k counter character. Those stats are already just 1,000 power off of vanilla, so that's actually just fine. And it has the counter, of course. And check out this card, guys. Activate main once per turn. You may trash 1 card from the top of your life. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards at the end of the turn. Okay, that might not seem very good to the normal person, right? They might be thinking that's the dumbest effect I've ever heard of. Well, let's combine that with the idea of what Black Yellow Linlin does. 5,000 power, 4 life leader, Dawn times 2, when attacking, pay 2. So that's a 4 Dawn investment, and trash a card from your hand. And if you have 1 or less cards in your life area, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck at the top of your life area. So this was one of the issues you would run into playing Black Yellow Linlin, is you would actually be at 2 life, and now your opponent will just let you stay there. Okay, you can't gain any more life now. You can't cycle through your triggers or things like that, right? Well, yes and no, right? Because now Charlotte Angel actually does something very unique for us. Number 1, it allows us to play around that ability right there, the leader effect. Now, what we can do is let's say we're at 2 life. Oh man, I can't use my leader effect, can I? Well, Charlotte Angel says, okay, trash the top life card. You're going down to 1 life. So guess what? If this card was on your board, it's a 10 Dawn turn, there's a lot of things you can do there. If you're at 2 life, watch this, guys. If Angel was already on the board and you have a 10 Dawn turn, you can trash the top card of your life to go down to 1. Well, before we gain a life with Linlin, why don't we go ahead and pop something with Rygo, because this is going to make your life go down to 1 anyway. Okay, and then with the remaining 4 Dawn, then we'll gain a life to go back to 2. And then at the end of the turn, her effect will resolve or go off, however you want to say it. And you'll go to 3 life, guys. You'll go to 3 life with this interaction here. So really, really incredible stuff there. So that's number 1. Number 2, there's one other thing that Charlotte Angel does very well, and it did not occur to me until about like 2 or 3 games in. Notice this card is just a life cycle card. Okay, even if you can't gain a life with your leader effect, look at this. Activate main once per turn, trash 1 card from the top of your life, and then if your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life at the end of your turn. You can use this card to start filling up your trash. Do you see what I'm saying? Even if you have 4 life, who cares? If you have 4 life, you play this card down, you lose a life for the turn, and you gain it back at the end of turn. So this card is actually allowing you to start recycling your life, right? Or not recycling, but cycling your life cards. Now, yeah, you might lose a good card in there. You might lose a Linlin. You might lose a Gecko Moria. But on the upside of it, you might get a Brook into your trash that you can now bring back with Rebecca, comboing it with something like a, Helmappo or Tsuru. You see what I'm saying? This card is actually very, very, it's deceptively good. This card is deceptively good in Black Yellow Linlin. Now, it's not as good into something like Luffy, Black Yellow Luffy, even though you can still use it, but you can't get that second effect. So understand how this would work in Black Yellow Luffy, guys. Where is Luffy on here? I'm talking about this leader right here. Okay, this will allow you to trash the top card of your life, and that's a good thing for Luffy, right? You're not drawing it to your hand, you're trashing it, so that way it won't go to the bottom of your deck, and it allows you to go down in life cards. However, since he's not a Big Mom Pirates type leader, you won't get to gain the life back. Also not the worst thing in the world, right? That's also not the worst thing in the world for Black Yellow Luffy. I will try to explore that in the future. And some other ideas I'm already thinking about, guys, is ideas with like Ohm. Let me go back to Ohm real quick. Look at this, guys. I didn't include this in the list, and I regret it already. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character gains plus 1,000 power. Well, that's kind of perfect for what we're doing, right? I mean, that's kind of perfect for what we're doing. So even if we're at 3 life and say we played this, say they went first, right? Say your opponent went first. They're on 1 Dawn Pass. Turn 2, we drop down Angel. They go turn 2, smash in for 8. They just swing all in with their 3 Dawn. We go down to 3 life. If, you know, the next turn we play this, well, it won't matter that turn, I guess. But the following turns, we'll be able to easily go down to 2 life, even if they try to stop us from going to 2 life because of this card. And remember, the whole time, it's helping us fill up our trash, which is something that a lot of the decks that run black struggle with if they're not running a straight Navy or straight CP package. Okay. All right, getting a little ahead of myself. We will break this down more as we go over everything. But now let's dive into the games. Okay, now we got, oops, sneak peek. That's going to be the art critique at the end of the video, guys. I'm losing it. Okay, there we go. Let me, Of course, for the art critique, we have to do black, yellow, Linlin, alt art, of course. But let me not go any more on that. All right, volume is off. Oh, wait, I got to go full screen and then adjust the size of my face camera. All right, there we go. Volume is off. Speed should be on 2x. It is, and we are good to go. Okay, here we go, guys. You kind of already got a sneak peek at what we're running in this deck, and it's running pretty well. A lot of this, now all of this is OP08, right, guys? Because I'm running this with the new Angel card. I'm trying to make Charlotte Angel work, or to see if it even can work, and I was surprised. It's actually much better than I thought. I thought, like, oh, this will not even be good. Why they even print this? But it was way better than I thought. Okay, my opponent's going to swing for 7. I'm going to take it. One nice thing about playing Black Yellow Linlin is because you can gain a life, you're not really scared to lose life. Okay, that is a less than ideal hand. Yes, that is 4 Brooks in my hand. Okay, that is a less than ideal hand. Okay, so right here, I think I'm just going to... I don't know if I swing or not here. I swing with my leader. Perfect. And now I can just play out the Brook to pop this, play out the next Brook to pop this, and just pass turn. I've said this before. I'll say it again, guys. The proper way to play Pudding is, you know, if I were to swing, he should have taken that life no matter what. And then now he, on his 6 Dawn turn, I don't know what he's on right now, actually. It looks like a 7 Dawn turn, or 8. I don't know. The point is, you play out the Katakuri to set your top face-up life card face down to gain a Dawn active. And then you swing with your leader to get a rested Dawn, and then you'll be on 10 every single time. But they might have gone... they went first, so I'm not exactly sure. Whatever. They're swinging for 8. They don't realize they're just playing directly into my plan here. I'll give them a 2k for a 6k attack. You want to stay around 1 life as Linlin and go back up a life on the next turn. Swing 5. We're going to do -4 to this guy, to the king there. That king card is very strong, but guys, how do I say this? It doesn't really matter for what I'm doing. Like with this deck, I don't really care about losing life, like I said, because I can gain it back so easily with my leader effect every turn. So swing 4 into 5, I just have to get -1 there, play out another Brook, smash in for 7, trash a brand new, gain a life. You see where this is going, right? They got a 10 Lin from that search. That's probably what's going to be coming down next turn. But because they didn't take that 1 life card, they can't even play it this turn, I don't think. And they also went -1 for that king effect. 8 into 6, 8 into 5. I'm actually going to protect this card. I did have another 2k in hand, but I'm saving that to go down hand size. I want to keep a clean 2k block, and I want to fill up my trash for Gecko Moria. Okay, now right here, I'm just swinging 5s. I'm just eating this guy's hand alive. I'm already at 2 life. I don't have anything to worry about. I'll swing for 6, and I'll just play out a Sabo. Your turn. Draw 2 trash. Draw 2 trash 2. I got the Charlotte Angel card in my hand. I really want to try that. And I don't remember if I play it this game, but I play it quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to block a 6 there. Very easy. And now, man, this board here is pretty menacing. Wouldn't you say? -4 there. Okay. I don't remember if I try to KO this or not. I think I should just go for game. Yeah, swing 5. Let's see what it gives me. Gives me a 1k. I'm just going to keep going across the board here. I start thinking about it, and I think my opponent gets impatient and leaves. Let me see. Okay, so they take it. Yep. And then when they took it, I was like, oh, I didn't think they took it that fast. I was checking my trash. I thought they were going to counter out, but their hand was completely bricked up. And so from right there, I just swing all in with my leader and game over. So it was kind of, while the Brooks were not a great, they were not a great hand at first. It's like, well, actually, if my opponent's not running any hard removal, I'm just going to start running them over. Just, 4 attacks of 5 is 4 cards out of hand or out of life. You know what I mean? So that's very, very strong. Okay, so that was the first game. And now we have another game against Pudding. Hang on one second. Let me find it. This is not the same Pudding, by the way. This was a different Pudding player. Okay, volume is off. Let me make sure the speed is up to 2, and we are good. Okay, so this is the second Pudding game, and it is not the same player. All right, so right here, I get a very ideal start, guys. Going turn 1 brand new into turn 2 Kuzan is basically the start that I always want. Now, this person's playing Viola. Very interesting. That allows them to use their attack twice, in a row with the leader to ramp Dawn. I like that. I do like that as well, but I still think the Katakuri player, the Katakuri play is just superior. Now, against rush decks, there is an argument there. I do go ahead and counter out of this one. I'm not sure why, looking back. I think I should have actually taken it, but that's okay. So right here, I'm desperately trying to get my hands on a Brook, and I just can't get one. So right here, I'm going to have to use my 5-cost guy, I believe. Yeah, the 5-cost T-Bone to pop this Mr. 2. That card is very good, guys. And notice the version I'm running is very Navy heavy, so it's searchable. It's a 5-cost 5K with a 2K counter. I'm going to trash a card gladly. He just played a Soul Focus. I'll trash my life card gladly. And it got me Brook in the trash in case I need that for later. So here we go. It looks like it's just going to be a good old-fashioned swing 5, Gecko Moria on curve. You love to see it. Right, and this is probably the greatest strength to this deck, is the potential of going, turn 4 Gecko, turn 5 Big Mom, right? That is the true strength of what this deck can do. Counter out with a 5 there. I didn't get the follow-up Linlin here, and I would have absolutely played it. But that's okay. We're going to swing 5 into face, -4 to the Linlin. I'm debating on whether or not how I want to get rid of this card, because I can actually just Rygo it, right? I mean, I have options here, and that's what's taking me so long to decide. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just pop it now. I'll just do Rygo. I'll swing in for 7. I'll trash a card to go up a life. I don't have a blocker, but I'm also not really I'm not in any jeopardy of losing this game with what's on the board and what's in my hand. Okay, because I have 6K, 8, 9. I have 9K in hand. So they swing for they played out. They did that, I think, in the pause. So I think they did that in the wrong order. They ended up just giving up because I was going to swing 5, and if they took that, it was going to be like 5, 7, 9, 11. Right? 5, 7, 9, 11. It's over. And they had 0 counter in hand. And if I did get hit with that Soul Focus, I would have chosen to just trash a life. Right? But that's why they left. It seemed premature since they had 2 life, but look at their hand. If I had hit with a 5, it's just over. You know what I mean? There's just no way out of it. And by the way, that turn, I didn't expect their hand to be that bricked. That turn, I was going to remove that Linlin. Like, my plan that turn was going to be to go, let me see, so I did -4 to it, so it's at 6, -3 more from the Helmeppo, so that's 2 Dawn, and I still have 8 Dawn left to play with. I could go Suru -2, and then play out the other 2K, I don't know, or I could, hang on, or I could go, how much did I just do there? I got to recount, guys. 4 from Kuzan, and then 3... and then 2, so 3 from Helmeppo, 2 from Super, so that's 9. So then I could play out the Rebecca, cheating out the what's his name, the Brook, and then I could have dealt with it that way. I have a blocker, all of their life would be gone, and that's that. Okay, good stuff. Now next game. Don't worry, we will get to see the new card in action. Next game is Vegapunk. Okay, so one thing I have to say, let me go 2x speed real quick. One thing that I have to say about Black Yellow Linlin is how good its matchup is against Enel from back in the day. And this leader, Vegapunk, seems like a what's the word I'm looking for here, guys? Like, just a worse version of Enel. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be that way, but y'all know what I mean. Because, okay, if you're going to gain life every turn, so am I. But my late game is not just going to be these big cards that gain life. It's going to be like Tinlin. You know what I mean? A card that takes your life, and I get a life. So I was pretty happy to go all the way down to 1 life here. Notice how big my hand is, and they have 4 cards in hand. It's like, okay, swings 8 into this guy, -4 into that one. Okay, play out Brook, pop that, swing 5 into life. You can draw 2 all you want to. I don't care. My hand is completely stacked. We're in my, what will be on my 6th Dawn turn. So next turn, I can very easily play out my my Gecko Moria. And right here, I'm going to make a mistake. So what I think I should have done there, hear me out, guys, hear me out. what I think I should have done in that exact situation was counter out for 1k with my Charlotte Angel. Like, literally just let him KO the card while countering out for like 4-0. So that way the following turn I could just play out Gecko Moria and get both of those to the field. But, hear me out, there was a rhyme to the reason there. I did want to be able to take out this Charlotte Katakuri. But that would have been a cheeky play, guys. That would have been a fun play, a cheeky one there. Alright. I don't exactly have another card to play with my Gecko Moria this turn. So I think what I choose to do here is gain some life. Alright, let's see what I do. I really want to wipe his board here. I'm going to swing 7 into 6 to get a 2k counter out of hand. I'm going to trash... Yes, I trashed the Angel there. That was the right call. Now I can do what I said I wanted to do last time. Okay, we'll swing 6 into 6. And I will swing 7 into 6, popping both characters there. Did you see what I did, guys? Sorry about that. -4 to the Atlas. Then I swing for 7 into the 6k. He had no more 2k counters to get out of it. And then I did -1 to the Atlas, popping it with my Brooks effect. All right, so Vega's in a tough spot here. Because remember, Vega can't attack. So my characters are pretty safe. Okay, he used a... so little does he know I'm playing Gecko Moria. I guess like that literally did not hurt me in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so let's see what I do here. I think this is the right time to just play out a Tinlin, in my personal opinion. Especially since he has a draw 2 as his next trigger. Yep. I still should have swung for 5 first, I think, to trick them. But no, but then if they had taken it, it wouldn't have been good. Never mind. Okay. So he pops my Brook with his Yamato, establishes another Shaka. He has the stage down, so his board's getting pretty good. It's just look at his hand size. This is where the new OP08 Jewelry Bonnie will really help out Vegapunk, I think. Maybe. We'll have to see, but I think it will help it. Swing 12, get a free blocker off the board there. I'm going to play this card out. Okay, so I trashed a life card to go down to 1. Now, I mess up here. I was supposed to hit the... what's her name? No, because then I couldn't gain life. Never mind. Well, I don't know. I think I should have Rygo'd here. Yeah, that's so the play should have been, hear me out, guys. Don't worry about gaining a life with Linlin. Just use Rygo to pop the Yamato, and then at the end of the turn I'll gain life again. But this way is fine as well because I will go up to 3 life. So some people might say that, no, that was probably still a good play. You know what I mean? And it was fine, but I think I like to use chess terms because I think it's such a good way of explaining how the matchup is going. I only did a good play when it could have been a great play or excellent. You know what I mean? Okay. So he swings 5. I just take that because, again, I kind of want to keep going down to 1 life. That's where I'm most comfortable. Okay, I don't want to go down to 0 life because then I typically can't gain 2 in a turn. Okay, plays out this guy. That's less than ideal. This was a less than ideal situation here. And like I said, I do not want to go to 0 life. It becomes almost unwinnable at that point. Not literally unwinnable, but it becomes very hard to win at that point. Okay, so right here we got to see what we want to do. We'll swing 12 into 9, probably snag the blocker very easily. Yep, just as I expected. Now right here is where I should have done what I said. Okay, this is how this turn should have gone. Rygo into the ace, then use the gain effect from the from my leader. So this was a absolute play mistake here. Swing 7, trash a card. Now, looking back though, hang on. I could have still done that, I guess. Okay, notice how I'm moving my mouse around. This is the time I was talking about where I messed up, where I blundered. But I could have just used my Angel to trash the top life card, Rygo the card still, and go about it that way. So that's funny. Okay, I'm still trying to learn how to use this card optimally, because notice I didn't even use this card. I should have used the card anyway. You see what I'm saying? Because it just fills up my trash. That was just a strict play mistake, but I do have a follow-up play where I can play out Rebecca. I get the Brook out. I just try to fill up the board, and then I'm swing 5 at life, I think. No, I don't even swing 5 at life. I keep 2 up, threatening maybe like a, I don't know, threatening a, what's it called? Ikaku Sovereignty, or some Narukabura arrows or something. Who knows. 9 into 4, I was very relieved that he swung into my character. I wanted him to do that. I still have a blocker. I still have 2 life. I'm fine. But that was the perfect target I needed him to swing at. He should not have swung at Brook, is what I'm implying. He absolutely should not have swung at Brook. And maybe there was an argument for me swinging for 5 with Angel if I wasn't going to do the Rygo play that I just said. You know what I mean? There's probably an argument for that. Okay, just waiting on my opponent now. He's got 3 cards in hand. He's going to play out a Luffy. He's going to pop Rebecca. Very nice. That was a one, pay one, KO of 4 or less and draw a card. Seems good. Again, just waiting on my opponent here, guys. We're about to just fast forward a little bit. Okay. So, sorry. All right, there we go. I messed that up. I apologize, guys. So, he loads up 18 to swing into 12. I have to let it go. Now is my time to use Raigo. I used the Angel here. Trash the top life card. Raigo to pop the ace. Now, swing for 7 with leader to gain a life. And now, because of that interaction, I should go... I will go up to 3 life because of the Angel. Now, he got a Raigo there. That was unfortunate. Did I put it on 2x speed? See, I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, it's on 2x speed. This is just a long game. Some of these games, like yellow versus yellow, man, these games just run long. Okay, he popped my my Angel there. Unfortunate, he popped my Angel with his Yamato. I'm going to trash his top life card. And now I'm presenting a situation where he must have a way to remove my character or put a blocker down. Okay, he removes the character. Okay, and let's see what he does here. Swing for 7. I'm going to take that. Swing for 9. I'm going to take that. And then he wrestles with the idea of taking me down to 1 because he knows I can just gain it back with my leader effect. But unfortunately for him, I'm in the situation where it's kind of, like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. Because I have a Linlin. So I swing for 5 there after taking his life with my Linlin. He only has 3 attacks. He cannot get through this turn. And I don't have a lot of counter power, actually, to be honest. So if he had some kind of rush card right here, I'd be in a lot of trouble. But now I can get out of a 9k attack. Okay, swings for 7. I'm like, does he have an Enel? Maybe he has a rush Enel, and I just do this to be safe. And now it should be over. Swing 12. If this goes through, we're going through for 15. Okay, is there any beige? There's no beige. So, that's that. And then I went to load up my Dawn, but he left before I could do it. I was too slow. Good stuff there. Vegapunk is getting there, guys. Vegapunk is getting there, but he still needs a little bit of work. All right, we got 2 more games, guys. Like I said, these yellow games, they run long. Okay. We got a game versus King. Got a game versus Black Purple King. I forgot to turn the speed up before I took my glasses off. There we go. King is also getting there, by the way. I think we're starting to figure out more and more what to play with King. Okay, now right here, this is a decent start going first, where I swing 6, play out my brand new, and fix my hand a little bit, fill up my trash a little bit. Now, one thing I want to say is, yes, I'm running the Navy version. There is an argument to run Big Mom Pirates version. There's definitely an argument to run that because then you get your Parasparrows. Like, literally, I guess what I'm trying to say is just run straight up Katakuri list, but instead of running maybe, instead of running Ace or something or whatever Katakuri is running these days, just run Gecko Morias in the place of something. Maybe even run in the place of 8 calls Katakuris. Okay, he's going to swing for 5. And that's another thing I should mention, too, talking about the different types while we're just waiting for this to play out. I'm going to swing 5 here. There's an idea to starve your opponent as well. That is a strategy a lot of black-yellow Linlin players used to use, was the Starvo strategy, where you just completely, you starve them of everything. And yeah, you could still do that, but I think that people's late games now have caught up. Everyone has a very strong late game now. It used to be black-yellow Linlin had like the strongest late game because you had your 10-cost Linlin and a way to gain life every single turn while playing unKOable blockers like Sabo, like Borsellino, and like Fukuro. But now that's just not the case. Like, I mean, it's still the case that we have that, but it's just not the same anymore. Okay, he's going to swing for 7. I kind of wish I just blocked and, and let him attack it that way. But that's okay. We take it. We did get a 10-lin, which is nice, and we still have a blocker. But our blocker will lose their protection next turn, and we only have 9 Dawn this turn anyway, so we can't even play out the 10-lin. Okay. So right here, we're going to play out the Gecko Moria, get back a Rebecca, -3 to the what's his name, the Kuzan, cheat out the Brook from the Rebecca, and now pop the Kuzan. That is, like, if you look at the board right now, it looks like I'm running just a straight up black deck, right? But then you look at my hand, and I have some really, really, really strong cards from yellow, like Raigo and like Linlin. And I will say the majority of this deck is very much black, just like in the same way Sakazuki was. You know, Sakazuki and Rebecca, even though they are blue-black decks, they were really just like primarily black decks. Okay, he's going to pop 2 cards on my board there with the, let's see what that card's called. Hockey Ocean Sovereignty. or Hakai sovereignty there, ocean sovereignty. Now right here, I want to see what he does. I still have a blocker if I need to use it, and I can pretty much keep playing out these. Okay, now that I'm gonna be forced to counter out of this right here, because otherwise he can find a way to easily get rid of my Rebecca by returning 2 cards with his leader effect, doing -2 that way. Okay, my turn. I have 10 Dawn now. I have 1 life. I have a blocker. I feel pretty safe playing this out, trashing his card, swinging 5 into 2, and just saying your turn. Now, I'm pretty sure he can easily remove this. I mean, the way that Black's going right now in the game, guys, they can just remove anything. And notice the card I just showed on the right of the screen there. He just got a Kaido from that Queen. So he definitely will have some kind of way to deal with this probably. I don't know what's in his hand. Okay, so he just decides to block her up here. And let's see if he turns that Jack sideways for me to swing into. Right, because that's always nice. Okay, he's still doing the Queen effect, and then he got the Dawn back with Eustace Kid. Okay, and he actually trashed the Kaido. I'm surprised he trashed the Kaido there. Like, I feel like that's not the right play. But hey, I mean, this guy knows what he's doing, or he knows what he wants. So right here, I do end up trashing a life card with Raigo to get rid of this Jack, I believe. Let me see. I'm actually checking my trash. Because another play I could do is just go Gecko or go blockers. I have a lot of ways I can play this. Okay, so right here, I'm going to play out the Helmeppo. I'm going to snag back the Rebecca to get another Helmeppo. -5 to the Eustace Kid. Popping that thing with Brooke. I like that play a little bit better. One thing I forgot to do that turn, though, guys. Notice what I forgot to do? I forgot to swing. Now, I wasn't going to win the game off the swing, but it would have taken 1 more card out of his hand because he has no life left, right? So every attack I do must be answered with a blocker or a card from hand. So I did miss out on getting 1 card out of his hand right there. That was just a play mistake, a blunder. Okay, so let's see what he does here. Plays out a Queen. Okay, and it looks like he used 2 Dawn. Oh, he used the 1-cost Searcher and then the Queen Searcher. Okay, so he's digging for something. He got a Hakai Ocean Sovereignty again. Not really worried about that. Look at my board, guys. Like, look at my board. Okay, swing for 7. I have 2 life. Yep, okay, I'll take it. Swing for 8. I'll take that as well. Where's your blocker at? And he just left. He left before I could, hang on, let me pause right when we get to it. Play, and right there. Okay, so that was his hand. Okay, he had 1 2K counter in hand, and that was it. So like I said, if I had swung the turn before for 5, who knows? I might have won the game if he had not searched. Like, who knows when he got that Black Maria? I might have won off a 5K swing into a 6-card hand. That would have been crazy. Okay, we got 1 more game, guys, and then we'll do some critiquing. We'll talk about it. And this game is a banger. Okay, this game is an absolute banger. Spoiler warning, it's a 20-minute game. We will 2x speed it, and we'll talk about it. I'll try not to pause it because it'll just take too long. So notice what I figured out. I was like, you know what? This Angel card, let me just play this right on turn 1 and start filling my card trash up with cards. Yamato swings at me for 7. I go down to 2 immediately. I'm actually, the way that I play Yamato, I'm not worried about that at all because I'm going to gain life back. Okay, used my my card again. I used Angel again there to fill a card up for my trash. Okay, and I think that may in the future, we'll have to see how things go. In the future, that might open up options of running something like Barrier in the list, right? Maybe not. We'll have to see. But I'm just saying, or maybe even Tempest Kick. Maybe that opens up a line for Tempest Kick to fit in the deck if I run 4 Angels. Which I'm only running 3 currently, so I might go up to 4. We'll have to see. There's so much testing to do with this leader. So I go down to 0 life here. And this guy's probably thinking, okay, I got this one in the bag. Nope. We still got at least 15 minutes left of this game, right? So swing 7 into 5. We're going to trash a card from hand to draw a card. I don't know which one I want to do. I kind of want to do the Kuzan. Yeah, and I think I do. Yeah, trash the Kuzan. There's no counter. I swing for 7. I'm at 1 life. I have a blocker. I'm in pretty good shape now. Okay, he goes ahead and what do you do there? Oh, he popped my Borsalino, I believe, with that Nami trigger. That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate, but I did have to swing in order to gain a life. And it was down the turn prior. I didn't play it and then swing it. It was already down. Okay, so he's going to play out Momo. He's going to play out the other Momo to put a card in life. He does not attack into me because he knows I'll just recycle that and get the life right back. However, I think he still should have. I think he still should have done that. I'll swing 3 into 0. By all means, tap your blocker. I don't care. I really want to gain a life this turn and put down a blocker, so I'm going to swing 7, trash a card from hand to gain a life, and then play out the Borsalino. I don't believe I'm going to play out the Rebecca this turn because I have nothing to really combo it with for what's on the board. I don't have that lined up yet. Okay, so I'm back up to 2 life. So this game here, guys, it is a back and forth. This is a brawl right here. This is an absolute slugfest. So right there, what I should have done, I feel like I should have blocked with my Borsalino because I was scared he was going to follow up with a Hody Jones, though. But that's okay. Hey, check this out. Okay, pause. Did y'all see that play? This is what makes this card so good for Black Yellow Linlin. I had 2 life. I took my own life with Charlotte Angel, okay? Now I'm down to 1 life. I'm going to Rygo, this 9-cost Zoro, see you later. Now I'm going to swing with my remaining 4 Dawn, attach 2 to my leader, swing 7 into life. That's a pretty big swing. Trash a card from life, or from hand, excuse me, to gain a life. And I will go from 2 life this turn to 3. And that was while playing out Rygo and swinging for 7 all along the way, and I have a blocker. Now this guy's probably starting to sweat, like, wait a minute, now you have more life than me. Like, it was like 4 life to 0 life at one point, or 3 life, or whatever it was. And now I'm at 3 and he's at 2. Totally turn the tides, completely turn the tides of this battle. He's going to swing for 7. I can easily block 6 here with my Borsalino, but I'm at 3 life. I actually am okay with taking it. Got some 2K counters, which is very nice. Taps down my guy here. Let's see where he wants to go with it. Going into Borsalino is the right call here. Yep, he plays it. I didn't remember that part, but he played that absolutely correctly. That was the way to do it. All right, so I'm like, all right, well, shoot, you know, I'm not going to counter out of that. It would just take too much from my hand. I'd rather get it back with something like a Rebecca or just play Sabo or whatever next turn. Okay, so right now, I don't know what he's thinking about. It's his turn. I'm just waiting for him to pass the turn back. Make sure we're still going here. Yep, we're just waiting for my opponent to pass it back. And, man, I'm telling you what, that Rygo card, I don't know how that's not some form of, like, a black card. Okay, Gecko Moria. That's the card we just got. I'm not really in the clear to use that just yet, but at the same time, it's very tempting. It's very, very tempting. But I want to gain a life this turn. I want to play out some blockers. I want to thin out my hand with something like a Sabo while turtling up, pretty much. Okay, so right here, I think, yeah, I'm trying to determine how I want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to play out a Rebecca, it looks like. I'm going to swing for 9 at the leader, trashing a Rebecca from my hand to gain a life. Okay, and then we are going to play out a Rebecca from hand. I have no doubt that's my play because that's all I have left, right, for 4 Dawn. He takes it. Okay, that's a scary spot to be in. So that tells me, okay, he might be trying to play out another Hody Jones next turn. So I need to get a 2K counter back, and then I'm just going to pass the turn. Your turn, buddy. But notice my hand, guys. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10K. I have 10,000 power I have 10,000 power to get out of an attack. And even if he plays out Hody Jones, as long as I get out of the double attack from the leader, I should be just fine. All right, let's see what he does. This guy is deep in the tank because he does not want to lose this game. This was a total, like, reverse sweep type of situation. I know that has to do with, like, you know, series and stuff, but y'all know what I mean. Like, this is pretty much turned into a reverse situation. And that angel card is what allowed me to do it. Because that one turn where I went angel to pop, I already had an angel in play. Take my top life card to go down to 1, pop a card with Rygo, gain a life with my leader effect, and then go up to 3 at the end of turn. Just so strong. Just so strong. So he swings in for 8. I'm just going to use my blocker because he left 7 Dawn open, threatening another Hody Jones. It's like, okay, if you're going to swing for 8 first, threatening Hody Jones, then I'm just going to, use my blocker now before I can. So right here, my opponent is just absolutely confused. They don't swing for 8 because they don't want to turn their guy sideways. But guess what? I'm going to trash the top card of my life. I'm going to do the same play. I'm going to pop your Hody Jones, gain another life with my leader effect by trashing a 1K counter from my hand. And now I'm going up to 3 life this turn, and you're giving me a 2K counter. Your turn. You can have those blockers, right? That's my logic here. You can have those blockers. All right. And my hand is still stacked as far as 2K counters go. I can get out of something if I need to. Okay, he's going to swing for 8. So what I'm thinking right now is that I'll probably counter out of this one because next turn might be my only chance this game to establish a Gecko Moria. For those who play this game a lot, you know sometimes it does not feel good. Sometimes it's like, man, when am I ever going to get a chance to develop my bigger cards? And honestly, sometimes you're not, right? Okay, Massive play mistake here by my opponent, in my opinion, not swinging into my Angel there with one of the blockers. Attack me for 8, that's fine, or 10, whatever you attack for. Attack me for 10, that's fine. But he should have used one of his blockers there, in my opinion, to knock out my Angel. Because has he not seen the value the card has gotten me this game? I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I mean, I guess, okay, I guess technically, well, no, even still, I was going to say, if I try to go for game this turn, like, I could, like, swing 7s across the board, I think. 3, 6. Yeah, I think I could swing, like, 6, 7, 7 with this board. But I'm not doing that when you have a hand like that. I'm going to swing for 6 into life to demand a 2k counter, or you know, block on a 1k. And then I'm actually just going to play out the Suru, -2 to your Momonosuke, bring back Rebecca, Helmeppo combo, pop that off with Brooke. You guys know where this is going. Okay, I remove that, pop that. Now I'm going to trash, you know, and then I'm going to pass turn, excuse me. I was going to use the Charlotte Angels effect that turn. In fact, I think I did. I think I did use the effect. But my deck size is actually starting to get like into the single digits, guys. It's getting pretty crazy. Okay, so let's see what they do. For 1 Dawn, they tap down my Rebecca. That's very annoying. Swing for 10, double attack. I'm going to 2k, 2k, 2k to get out of that. He's not I think he thought the game was over there. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I think he actually thought the game was going to be over. That changes everything now. Now he's literally probably like, wait a minute. You weren't supposed to be able to get out of an 11k, or excuse me, a 10k double attack after I got down your blocker. But let's see what he does here. I don't know what his plan was. Because I think, so what I would have done there, guys, let me just tell you what my thought process would have been there. Okay, use that Flame Spit, right? And swing for 7 with Momonosuke. Actually, no, you do want to swing with a double attacker first. You do want to swing with a double attacker first. Anyway, let me not even analyze it for too long, so we'd be here all day. But I think he should have swung for at least 11. I would have gotten out of that too. But the point is, like, I think 11 is the bare minimum number I would try. But notice he left 5 Dawn open. He's probably trying to... Okay, I don't know what he's probably trying to do. But I can tell you one thing. This only gets worse from here, right? Like, for my opponent, this only gets worse from here. I'm going to swing, looks like 7 into my opponent, trashing the Brook to go up a life. I'm going to go up to 3 life this turn now because of that. Okay, let's see what he does. He has to give me a 2k or something else. Maybe he'll use Flame Split to knock down my blocker again. Maybe. He uses, you're the one who should disappear. That's a good sign for me. I'm going to swing 10 into 8. Let's see what he gives me now. And then I'm following up with a Sabo, guys. Like, I'm following up this turn with a Sabo. Flame Split to knock down my blocker. Okay, yep, I'll say don't forget to do that. And then 2k to get out of it. Okay, no problem. I go ahead and trash the event in the 1k, and I keep the 2k because I'm like, all right, I'm at 3 life, man. Let's see what you got. I do have a blocker, but if he has a Hody Jones, I could still very easily lose this game. Hody Jones will tap down my blocker, and then he could swing for 7. Okay, that... So... In no world was that the right play. There's no situation in which that was the right play. I can't imagine. Right? Because we'll have to see what's in his hand when he passes at the end of this turn. Because going for that card right there, I got out with the 2k counter. Like, I had 1 card in hand. He swings 8 and 9. He's on full tilt right here. Obviously, he's on full tilt. It wouldn't have mattered. If he swung 8 into face, I would have taken it. Maybe that actually was the right play. He's trying to bait me into attacking into his guy. Because if he had swung 8 in my face, I'd gladly take it and go up a card. But, like I said, it was something about that leader tag going... Like, why not just put all that on your Hody Jones and swing into my Gecko Moria if you're trying to get rid of that card? I guess I'll block it at that point. Maybe that's what he's scared of. I don't know. But now, guys, it is over. I'm starting to see it. Like, okay, you're in a lot of trouble now, buddy. We're coming in for 9. There goes your blocker. Now we're going for 16. Okay, swing for, yep, swings. Whoops. There we go. Swing for 16. GG. There is no way out of it. That game was an absolute banger, guys. That one was crazy. Very fun game. All right. Now, let's talk about the deck list. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but we'll talk about it more now. Let me bring my camera down here, make it smaller. There we go. Okay, so immediate revisions. I think I can go down 1 Rygo and go up 1 Charlotte Angel, excuse me, as an immediate revision. The Sabos were nice as a 2-of. They were right there when I needed them. Same thing, Gecko Mori and Linlin, they were always there when I needed them as well. And honestly, that's like some of the biggest revisions I would make. I would go down this. Let me see something real quick. Let me take these off and click Angel. This is the immediate first revision I would make. From here, you have to make a decision, though. how do you want this deck to work for you? Are you trying to be more controlling, like what I was just doing, where I was really depending on cards like Charlotte Angel and Raigo to pop cards on the field? I have backup. I can pop smaller cards with Helmeppo and Brook and Kuzan, where's Suru, Tashigi. I have ways to get tons of recursion with the Gecko, Mori, and Rebecca. You could do it this way, or you could also do it. I think I already had this. Yeah, I already had it preloaded. There we go. I think there's also an idea here to maybe go a Sky Island version of the deck. And I mean like straight up Ohms, Holies, Gadatsus, Enels, and kind of do more of a starve strategy where you just fill up your board. You don't actually attack in until you're ready to commit, if that makes sense. And keep taking life. Like, keep taking life so you can use your Raigo, or I think it's called Kingdom Come is the real card in the game, like the real translation or whatever. But I think there might be something here, guys, where you actually just go a Sky Island package. Next time I revisit this leader, which will probably be closer to OP08, guys, sorry, it is what it is. Like I said, this card was actually so much better than I thought it was with my leader effect. And then if I can also combo this with cards like Raigo and potentially cards, like I said, like with Ohm. Because think about that, guys. If I have an Ohm on the board, at 2 life is where he gets the plus 1,000. So if they think they're going to let me sit at like 3,000 life, excuse me, I just completely blundered that. If I have 2 or less life, that's where I get plus 1,000. If they want to try to keep me at 3 life, like if I'm going against an Enel or something, it's like, no, you're not actually going to get to do that. Because I can play out Charlotte Angel, take my top life card, and it's coming back at the end of the turn, so I'm not losing life in that way. But I am still simultaneously filling up my trash. So there's something to be said there. That is actually just a very strong combo. Wow, where'd it go? Ohm right here. I think there is something there. We'll have to see. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But I will say this right away. When it comes to this leader, I think there's like 3 main ways to play the leader. Primarily black, primarily yellow, or something in between. And I know that sounds like common sense, and here's what, and to be even more specific, primarily black, meaning you're probably running like what I'm running here with the Navy package with some small support from Gecko, Rebecca, and Brook. Okay, and primarily yellow, you have 2 options between Linlin, the Big Mom Pirates type of package, and or the Sky Island package we were just talking about. Wano, there's something there in Wano, but I think that would only work in a hybrid package where you're running like pretty much 50-50 black cards and yellow cards. Then I think you can run a package for the black stuff with like Rebecca, Gecko, Brook, and then some 2K counters that reduce cost, and even like Helmeppo. Then for the yellow cards, that's where you can put in cards like Yamato, just all the best cards, and a small package of Wano, like Kikinojo, Nekomamushi, maybe even Onami, even in that Straw Hat crew, maybe even something like this. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because you have to think of it like this. Like, I know a lot of people are like, well, why not just run Ace? Well, why would you run Ace in this deck? Like this card does what it does for you, or what that card does for you in this deck. And there is no limitation on life, and this is searchable, if you're running the pudding in that whole package. I don't know. I'm going to say this. I'm not saying that Ace is a bad card, and maybe you run both. Maybe there's an argument. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Maybe there's an argument where you run both. Like straight up 10 cost Ace, 10 cost Linlin, and just run the biggest stall package you can. Straight blockers, beige triggers, just straight blockers and triggers that prevent, attacks, things like beige, like I said. Or even KO triggers, things like this. And just try to go super, super late game. But here's the problem with that. Here's the issue with that. It is already hard enough, get this, guys, with this leader, like with my black-yellow Linlin leader, it is already hard enough to justify running 10-cost Linlin. Like, people are like, what? What do you mean? Well, think about it. I can already gain 1 life with this character's effect for less than half the cost. And then I still could have 6 Dawn left for the turn to do something else with. But playing out this character means if I don't have a blocker, I might just lose the game next turn. Because a blocker changes the math, right? If you have a blocker, you basically force them into perfect math, assuming you don't even have the counters for it, and then whatever you draw from life. But the problem is with this card, if your opponent has any tempo, which is not which is not hard to get these days. Every deck has some form of tempo, I feel like. And if your opponent has any form of tempo, this card feels dead in the water. Now, there are times where you play this leader where it's perfect. Like once you've got down a Borsalino, you've got a Sabo, you've got 1 life left and a few 2K counters in hand. Okay, slam down Linlin, and now you can start getting some major profiting, right? You can start getting some major profits. But it's situational at best. Now, the nice thing about this leader is, okay, if we're playing against a deck that's just way too fast where we'll never see a Linlin, like we'll never have the chance to drop it, no problem. We can gain life by just trashing it with our effect, right? With our leader effect. Gecko Mori is the same idea. This card is way easier to play on curve because it's only on an 8-Dawn turn. So it's much easier to play this out or even combo this with something like a Helmeppo. Excuse me. Because, guys, Gecko Moria, you could play out, okay, if you have the Helmeppo in trash and a Helmeppo in your hand, you can, on a 10-Dawn turn, you can go, boom, Helmeppo -3, play out Gecko Moria, which gets back Rebecca and Helmeppo, Helmeppo minus another 3. Rebecca replaces one of those Helmeppos probably with a Brook, right? And now, boom, you just popped a 7 or less. So that is just a very strong, synergy in the deck. And if you can combo that with a Kuzan, you're hitting anything in the game, even a Jack, right? Because that would be 11 at that point if you already had a Kuzan on the field you swung with. And then we can also pop anything in the game that we need to with Raigo. We have options for removal, and that part feels very good about the deck. The next part is going to be about how do we fine tune it, which package is the best to run. Right? Is it Navy like what I have here where it's like primarily Navy with the Gecko, Moria, Rebecca, Brook engine, and then like a little bit of yellow support where we need it with Linlin, Angel, and Raigo? Maybe. Because I think there's also an argument where you might be able to fit in a card like Beige in this list. But then what 2K counter do you drop? Do you drop Tashigi maybe in like 2 T-Bones? Well, now your searches are getting worse for brand new. Like it really becomes very hard to work out the exact perfect numbers everywhere. But hey, that's why I make these videos. If you guys have any help you can offer, by all means, please tell me in the comment section below. I do plan on exploring this leader more and more in the future because as the game goes on, the leader still has a very powerful effect to gain life. That is still a powerful effect no matter what anyone thinks. Because yes, Red Yellow Sabo can like for 1 cost pop a card to its life, but you do have to have a 3 cost or higher card already in play. So it has its drawbacks, right? And yes, I understand that one also gives plus 2,000 power to a character. I get it, but this card cycles a card from your hand into your life in that way and gives you a potential trigger. So I do think that there has been some power creep that has left this leader in the dust, which feels horrible. But if she can get more cards that support it like this, then there might be some hope. Then there might be some hope for this leader. We will have to see, guys. I still think this leader is extremely fun to play. You guys saw me just do 5 straight games with it. It does operate very well. I know those weren't like meta lists. Let me see. I went against like Purple Black King, Pudding, Vega, and Yamato. Green Yellow Yamato is on the cusp of meta, in my personal opinion, even in OP07 and 8. But you guys might disagree with that. That's fine. But I think that is actually a very strong deck list right now. All right. Well, that's it, guys. I think I'm pretty much just rambling here. If you have any ideas, like I said, please put them in the comment section below. And just to kind of go back to what I was saying earlier, I don't know if I said in this video, I make these videos as like deep dive comprehensive deck builders guides because I want you guys to use what I have here as a template. And this is not even a complete deck. Like I said, hey, we need to do this change. We might need to mess with this version, this version. I'm hoping the community can help me out. You know what I mean? You guys help me out too. I'm trying my best to help out the community by putting out these videos. If you guys come up with cool ideas, please put them in the comment section below. I love to hear comments and feedback. Okay, now let's move over to the art critique, guys. We got a quick art critique today. This one's a fun one. It's actually using one of my absolute favorite styles in the arts. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my water before I even get started on this, guys. Y'all give me just a second. Okay, now, this is pretty much my favorite style of art, period. It is, most people would consider this monochromatic. Do the math in your head, guys. Mono meaning one, chromatic meaning color, right? So this is a monochromatic piece. Why? Like, what do you mean? There's white, black, and pink. It's like, well, white and black are kind of like the opposites of color, right? Like, they're like the absence of colors, if you will. That's not technical. Don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to say, like, you have white and black. White is typically the canvas, and black is usually the color we use to make our lines with, right? Like you use a pencil, you use a marker, use whatever color. That's what happened here, where the artist, his name is Anderson. He's got a bunch of good pieces, actually. But this artist here, he drew the piece, Charlotte Linlin, in black, and used grays. He used some gray, different shades of black to make this the the actual character, Charlotte Linlin. And of course, he's using the triangle. I'll draw that in just a second here. Let me get that on here. Like you see, like this mountain. Okay, it's very dynamic in that way, but he accents the entire piece with like this pinkish, magenta, purpley reds, very light pinks. And this is my absolute favorite form of art as far as that kind of stuff goes. Let me go green, make 3D. So like I said, the composition still has this going on where you have the triangle, right? Like that is the main part. It's like this peak is what, everything is drawing our eye to the top of this mountain, okay? Where her face is, there she is. She is just, menacing, right? That face is just evil looking, right? How dare y'all talk about my Linlin like that? No, I'm just kidding. But like you see the face, like she is just absolutely menacing, right? You see the laugh. Let me move the triangle over. That face, that nose, the cheeks, just everything about it is it's just terrifying, right? Maybe that's a better word for it. Okay, and that's what's going on here. Everything else though, this really is this is one of those pieces where less is more. Right? Like they could have gone all out and done all these different details here, there, and everywhere. Not saying they didn't have any, but yeah, they could have gone crazy with this and just like overdone it. But in this specific situation, I feel like less is more, and it just looks so nice. It looks so clean. It looks so good to me. This is a card I'll probably try to get a hold of one day. And I know some people are like, what? You don't have Black Yellow Linlin Alt-Art leader when that's your absolute favorite leader, or used to be at least, at the very least? Guys, I don't do alt-arts. That's the one thing I don't do in this game is alt-arts. I don't judge people who do. I have a lot of my friends at the locals here, like where I am, they have their decks completely alt-art blinged out, and it looks awesome. It looks so good. But hey, where I'm at right now financially, that is not even remotely possible. That's not even a possibility for me to start gearing things out like that. With the 2 kids, now I'm trying to shift my job over to this. I'm gonna drop down to substitute teaching next year. I'll probably stick to a middle school and high school level when it comes to sub teaching. But substituting, you kind of just get plugged in wherever. It's a little bit different. But it's a drastic. It's a huge pay cut from what I was making last year. But with the channel doing so much better, and I want to spend more and more time, dedicated to making this channel go off, I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I'm just kind of rambling. Like I said, if you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, sorry I didn't spend too much time with this piece. Like I said, it's a little bit basic. It's got this one point here that the piece is made to where it funnels to one point where the character's face is, and this is a leader, so that's extremely appropriate. And then in the background, one more thing I will say is notice this these pink clouds. I know that's probably her what is it, Prometheus, and she's got Napoleon on her head, right, for the homies. She's got Napoleon, and then I think it's Prometheus, and hang on, we're going to cheat. We're cheating right here, guys. The homies. Prometheus and Zeus. That was how did I forget Zeus? How did I forget that? But, it happens. But that's probably who they are. But one thing that I really do like about this piece, a little bit abstract, let's think about it in a little bit of an abstract way. These pink, entities, whatever these are behind her, or excuse me, whatever they are, they almost look behind her, and they almost look like wings. Do y'all see that, guys? If you back out a little bit, it almost has like this angel of death type of look, like with these pink wings. It just looks so incredible. Such an awesome piece. Really love this one. Okay, that's it. I'm done. All right, I'm done rambling, I promise. All right, let's go ahead and get the playmat supporters up here. Big shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Guys, if you're just liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, viewing my content, you're helping me out so much, especially the people who make it this far into the video. Thank you guys so much, guys. And a big shout out to the playmat supporters, guys, the VV Pirates playmat supporters. Thank you guys so much for helping me out the way y'all do. I hope y'all are really enjoying your mats. Hope you're racking up the wins with those mats. And then, of course, last but not least, the VV Pirates patron page. These guys they're literally just helping me out to help me out, just straight up. That's why they're doing this. And that's, I don't have any paywalled content so far. We'll see how things go in the future. I don't really plan on it, but I guess let me harp back to the beginning now. But going off of that, like I said, guys, if y'all want me to review some of your stuff, please send it to me. Like I said, upload it to YouTube. Make it private if you don't want no one to see it, and then send me the link on either Discord or just put it in the comment section of this video. Or of any video, and I'll be able to review it. You know what I mean? And I'll add it to the video. I'll add it to whenever I can add it to a future video, I will. And you'll be featured in there. I'll at least put your name on there if you want me to, or say, hey, don't have my name on here. That's fine too. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please not forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.